Hey, my Liptons. So I know I'm a little bit late. But I do want to give like my real quick review. This video is not going to be very long. Of episode 3 of House of the Dragon. Okay, if y'all want, continuous reviews. If y'all want to see my past reviews, y'all can subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's subscribe. We're almost at 900 subscribers. Okay, we're almost there, y'all. Let's continue to grow the brand. Let's continue to grow this channel. The goal is to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much that have already subscribed, that are, my new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. I see all the comments. I love y'all. So, but yes, let's continue to grow this channel. Let's continue to get to newer and better heights. So I will say this though. The reason why I did take my time with doing a quick reaction to House of the Dragons episode 3 is because, and I'm not gonna lie, and I know there's gonna be a few people that might be a little bit irritated with me saying this, and maybe some people will understand, but I was a little bit bored with this episode. I can't lie. I cannot lie. I was a little bit bored. I was a little bit like, okay, like, let's pick this up. Of course, there were moments where I was a little bit excited, where I was like, okay, the adrenaline is starting to kick up a little bit, but then it felt flat afterwards in certain scenes. And I know y'all guys will probably already know what scene I'm going to talk about concerning like the part where I was a little bit excited about, but then, it kind of felt like, oh, okay. But I think that, of course, this was done purposely, I guess, for next week's episode. I believe next week's episode is the Dance of the Dragons, which I think, according to the lore and according to some other channels that explain the whole Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon saga, it's really insane. It's really crazy. So I definitely cannot wait for next week's episode. And I think obviously this was done intentionally to be like, okay, this was so honestly, if you really think about it, episode 1, episode 2, and now episode 3 were really like slow burns to like the bigger climax of what is to come with House of the Dragon, right? Like when you think about it, when I go back to episode 1 of season 2, it's like it was like, okay, slow, and then the beheading of the child, which we didn't even see that scene, and it's like, of course, it was like gruesome and horrible, but like we didn't witness or they didn't show it, and then if you go to episode 2, it was like, okay, still some dialogue, of course, arguing and going off, but like, and then towards the end it was like just the two twins that were going at it, and then it was that, and then it was like, okay, and then obviously now you have this episode where honestly there was no fighting at all. There was none of it. It was just like little Easter eggs here and there, dialogue, more so like I'm gonna square up, but I'm not. It was more like barking and no biting. For episode 3, yeah, like that's just how I felt. I was bored. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would say, like I was like kind of looking down my phone watching this episode. I was like, okay, and usually that's like not a reaction I want to have because that's when it's like, you know. But I do think that next week's episode will definitely be better and it'll kick up. But there were some scenes I do want to talk about quickly, and then y'all guys tell me what y'all guys think in the comment section below. So I'm gonna talk about Rhaenyra and Alicent last, but let's talk about Raina real quick. And I'm glad that I will say this. I am glad that the writers, the script people did give some scenes to my girls, Raina and Bela. Like I was even saying it on like I think that Westerosi account on Twitter. I was like, give Raina and Bela some scenes. Can we give them some dialogue? It's like they're just standing there. Give them more scenes. Give Bela and Jace more scenes together. Like they're literally betrothed to each other, Bela and Jace. It's like give me something. But I'm glad that, this episode, somewhat also focused on Raina and and what she's going through. Like I think, we've so far we've been focused on like Rhaenyra and her pain, of course, like what happened to Lucerys. Obviously Lucerys is her child, but we also need to remember too that Lucerys was also betrothed to Raina. And, Raina basically lost her fiance throughout this whole unfortunate conflict that is happening between the Greens and the Blacks. You know, Raina. I think people don't. This is why honestly I really wanted more scenes with the characters of Raina and Bela, because you know, also looking back at the fact that how Raina had Rhaegar was stolen from Raina by Aemon. That whole situation that happened, she's not a dragon rider, and now the person that who she was supposed to be married to, and she was supposed to be the freaking what queen consort of Driftmark, her fiance has now died. So it's like it's all these horrible things that are happening to Raina, and here comes Rhaenyra comes to Raina saying, "Listen, my good stepdaughter in my good stepdaughter, my good beautiful stepdaughter, I'm gonna need you to go to Pentos. Take your half cousins, half whatever, half something. Take them with you to Pentos and go take care of them. Okay, go babysit for me." Raina was tight, and she was most definitely tight. She was like, "Girl, I know you're not telling me to go freaking be Barney and friends in Pentos. Are you serious?" She was upset. She was like, "Okay, so you wanna send me away because I'm not a dragon rider, because I'm not a soldier, I'm not a warrior?" Rhaenyra was like, "Listen, I'm doing this for good reason. I'm doing this for good cause. I need you. I need my kids to be protected, and I know you can do it." So Raina was just like, she was really over it. She was over it this episode. She was just like, I'm going through so many things. Like my father. Oh, we're not even gonna talk about how I had to add this too. Damon and his dynamic with Bela and Raina too. That's a whole different conversation. What is that dynamic like? Which is also something I wish they would also explore a little bit more in House of the Dragon. This is why I want Bela and Raina to have more scenes. I want them to have more scenes. Like we need more. But yeah, so that was like, something that she was going through. Damon, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know and honestly I don't want any spoilers. This is why I'm not, usually like with some of the episodes, especially like the whole blood and cheese thing, I went on YouTube to get like a whole backstory on like the books, on like how that whole scene occurred, what actually happened, what are some of the things that were missing in that episode. So, but for this particular one, when Damon went to Harrenhal with Caraxes and was like, Cyrax, sorry. I think his dragon's name is Cyrax or Caraxes, one of those two. He went to Harrenhal. They bent the knee so quick. They got on their knees so quick. Okay, you understand me? But he was there by himself. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I hate this whole like, and I get it. The dragon is supposed to be security for them. The dragon is supposed to be the one to defend them. But it's like, I hate this whole them going to foreign foreign towns, foreign cities by themselves on their dragons. It's like, you need more than that. You need more than that. And honestly, what Damon, I don't know. I hope, even though yes, like Damon has his flaws, his issues. Trust me, he has his flaws and issues. I hope that he can get out of Harrenhal alive. Okay, I do, especially with that lady. What's her name? I'm forgetting her name. Hopefully, she don't put no juju. She don't put no voodoo on that ass, Damon, because she had you envisioning. She had you Raven Samoing, okay, in this episode, and I just hope you get out of there alive. I just hope, and you might have to bring some holy water with you along with it, because I think he might end up getting some juju on him. He might end up, it's I don't know. It's looking kind of bad for Damon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. So, okay. I'm not gonna hold y'all. And this is the part where like where I discussed obviously in the beginning that I was like, my adrenaline was like kind of getting up there, because that scene where Sir Christian Cole and Alicent's brother were in the field, talking and stuff, and Sir Christian Cole was like, we're exposed, and Bela's just scouting. She's scouting. The dragon sees Sir Christian Cole's annoying ass. And when Bela d- dives down. I was like, oh my God, I can't. I want my good sis to say Dracarys. Dracarys it. Dracarys them. Kill them bitches. Get Sir Kristen Cole's ass out of here. I never want to see him again. Take him out. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. They hid in the bushes. You know, they were just flying over. And honestly, this is what this is what I shared on Twitter. I was laughing as hell. They were saying that Sir Kristen lives yet another episode. I was like, this was me. This was me. I was like, gun to my head. We have to endorse Sir Kristen Cole for another episode, y'all. We hate to see it. We truly hate to see it. We wish it didn't happen. But I'm not gonna lie. Bela low-key, I don't know if y'all caught it, but Bela low-key clocked Rhaenyra here. That's why Rhaenyra was looking at her like this. Because when Bela got back to Dragonstone, you know, they were in the meeting room, they were talking, and you know, Rhaenyra was like, "Oh, like, did you um are you sure that you saw Sir Kristen Cole?" And Bela was like, "Bitch, I didn't just see him. I was in close proximity. We were you know, damn near face to face." And Rhaenyra looked at her like she was like, in a way, it was this look was like a look of like, so you had Sir Kristen damn near like near you, and you didn't burn his ass up. And then Bela was like, "Girl, you told me not to engage. Like you told me not to engage, so that's what that's what I kept. I kept it at a distance. Okay, 6 feet. I mean, it's not even 6 feet. Yes, definitely no, 12 feet of quarantine, social distancing. Okay, we social distance from each other. Yes, I chased him around a little bit, but we're still quarantining. We're still social distancing from these enemies. And I can you can tell that Rhaenyra kind of felt away here, which I was a little bit surprised because I'm like, girl, you gave her those orders, you know, and then on top of that, you sent Bela to go scouting, like you sent Bela to go up in the sky and go do all that. You didn't even send your own kid. I mean, and rightfully so because you know of what happened to Luke. But it's like you sent Bela for a reason, right, Nira? Let's not act as if you didn't send it. So it's like she did her job. She did what she was supposed to do. She did what was on the job description, and she went on with her business. So I don't know why Rhaenyra was so shocked. Like she was like, I guess she was very surprised that Bela didn't take an act, even though she didn't say it. You can tell that that's what she thought in this scene. She thought that she felt like Bela should have probably done something there, especially take because one on top of that too, because Kristen Cole is not doesn't mean anything. I mean, it is one thing, yes, with the whole Jaehaerys thing with Aegon. That's the king's son, but like Sir Kristen Cole is just a fucking hand. He's the king's god. Like he's just a warrior. Just take that motherfucker out. He's just a soldier. And trust me, I wanted that to happen too. But at the end of the day, you know, I didn't want that to be on my girl's hands. It is what it is. So Rhaenyra, we're just gonna have to deal with Sir Kristen Cole on another day. He's gonna have to die a painful death, probably next season. Honestly, at this point, the way the show is going, Sir Kristen, we're not gonna get rid of Sir Kristen Cole in a very long time, y'all. So we're gonna continue to have this reaction, to Sir Kristen Cole being in our faces, because the way it's looking like this man is, we're gonna have to deal with this incelic ass for another season. Next, Alicent. I'm not gonna lie, I did think it was a bad idea. I mean, I see why Rhaenyra went by herself, especially because Rhaenys was really trying to talk down to Rhaenyra, like, hey, you know, y'all, both of y'all, both the Greens and the Blacks have been doing this tick for tat bullshit, and at the end of the goddamn day, who are the ones that are gonna suffer the most out of this, y'all? Who really wins in this situation? And I think that, you know, definitely Rhaenyra took that into account. That's why she snuck into King's Landing. She snuck into it and went to confront Alicent. And, you know, this scene, in a way, it annoyed me because I'm like, girl, to me, I was like to Rhaenyra, I was like, why are you even trying to negotiate or talk to this clown? Why are you even trying to talk to this clown? But then it was like, I get it, the sword, what's it called? The pen is mightier than the sword or something like that. That's the saying. I get it. I get it. Trying to be diplomatic, trying to, diplomacy first. So it's like, I get it. But like, I always have to refer back to Twitter. I'm sorry. They said that this was Alicent. I'm not going to lie. This is what they said. And I'ma stand on that. Okay. Fuck no. And I'ma stand on that. Okay. Fuck no. And I'ma stand on that. Okay. They said that Rhaenyra went there to stop the war. They said that they said that when Rhaenyra told Alicent what King Viserys, the late King Viserys, actually meant by Aegon, that he was talking about Aegon the Conqueror. Alicent's face was so stupid and goofy, and I was just like, Alicent, you, and it's like, the crazy thing about it too, when you look at it, is like, you can tell that Viserys has never ever had those kind of talks with Alicent when he was alive. He never really spoke to her about, Aegon the Conqueror, the Song of Ice and Fire, all these stories. I think maybe he didn't find her interesting enough to have these conversations with her. But the fact that she was so like she looked so bamboozled when Rhaenyra told her, like, oh, like, this it didn't have anything to do with your son, it had to do with Aegon the Conqueror. And Alicent was like, well, it's done, is done. It is what it is. Pack your bag, get your shit, take your knives, pack your bags, go back to Dragonstone. Go back to Dragonstone. Be getting ready to go on the battlefield. Like, it is what it is. My son is on the throne. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. So obviously, this is just confirmation now. Rhaenyra, take that back to Rhaenys. There is no more negotiating with the Greens. It's done. It's over with. It is what it is. Unfortunately, there is going to be bloodshed. Alicent wants it that way. Aegon's annoying ass wants it that way. Sir Christian Cole wants it that way. Sir Otto wants it that way. Rhaenyra, we just have to address violence with violence. Okay? In my Cersei Lannister voice, I choose violence in this situation. You try to be diplomatic. You went there, sneaked in there, trying to have a conversation with her in the church. She didn't want to listen. She's about blood. You have to be about blood too, sis. I understand, the whole dragon fighting is going to cause a lot of destruction. But at the end of the day, you're just going to have to count your losses as collateral damage and move on. That's all I got to say on that. Okay? Like I said, I think that, I did have some good, there's some scenes that I liked, of course. But overall, I would give, like, this episode, this episode was like a good 5 out of 10. I wasn't completely, like, I wasn't just, like, disappointed, but, like, I was a little bit bored, y'all. I was a little bit bored. I wanted more. And I definitely think that we are going to get that, at the end of the day, we're definitely going to get a lot more, especially since the next episode is the Dance of the Dragon. So we're going to, let's just expect the most craziest shit. Okay. Y'all, I have a long weekend ahead of me. Okay. It's the 4th of July weekend. I got tomorrow off from work. I got the next day off from work, and I have the 2 weekends. I can't wait. So I have enough time to put up my episode 4 review up very early. So y'all just gonna have to stay tuned and wait for the next episode to come. Wait for my review. But as y'all continue to be here, let's continue to grow the brand. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get up to 900 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000. I thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to my channel, for the new Liptons. I love y'all. I seen y'all comments. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.